All right, party people. hmm It's a little chill tonight. Thank y'all for stopping by. Like, share, and comment. Also subscribe. Um, greatly appreciate y'all. And turn the music down just a touch. There we go. Just a little touch. Wow. I tell y'all what's going on again, party people. Man, oh man. I'm tired. Come on, y'all can see it in my face. Ain't even gonna try to front. Okay, I'm tired. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I had every intention of being in the bed before 11, but I was just sitting downstairs and just thinking and reflecting back on today. And as I said, today was great. Had a great networking meeting, and oh my goodness, or event, or however I called it. But I tell y'all, it was fabulous. And I normally don't go to those. I'm just gonna be straight with you. I normally don't go because a lot of times it's a bunch of drinking and everybody just trying to floss and brag about who they are, and that's not me. So I normally don't go, or they want you to just spend all of this money and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, I really feel like going. So normally I don't go. I don't even seek them out or any of that. And it's not that I can't handle myself in one. It's just, I just sometimes don't like the environment. Just to be honest with you. And since I'm not a drinker, I don't smoke. So it's like, people are like, hey man, let's talk and go out here. I don't really like being around that. I can if I have to. Same thing with somebody drinking and smoking. And sometimes they're more focused on that than actually communicating and talking some business with you. And some people have the attitude of, if you're not smoking and drinking with them, you know, like, old cats be like, I don't trust you if you ain't drinking with me. Then you just don't have to not trust me. But today was different. It was very, very different. I was invited to go out. I was on a web conference and with my insurance agent, and it was just doing a follow-up, making sure all of our insurance, life insurance policies were good, what changes we can make on them and all of that. And they asked me, what do I do for my business now? And to be honest, I haven't really had an update with them in 3 years. So since I went full time, I haven't had an update. So they called me up and said, hey, let's do one. Got on Zoom, me and the wife, because I have policies, she has policies. And they asked me, what do I do? And I said, I'm a notary. I do notary full time. And my agent, he was like, new gentleman that I'm working with, he said, hey, I got this networking event you might be interested in. And he started asking me some questions about what I do. And I explained to him, and he was intently listening. And I was like, okay, he might understand. I said, okay, let's see where this goes. And he said, hey, it's tomorrow. So that was just talking about today. And I was like, all right, yeah. I looked at my calendar. Yeah, I can be there. And he sent me the information, and I showed up today. And I was late because of another appointment that I had prior to that. And I'll get to that in a second. But that appointment turned out to be very, very positive also. So, I go to the networking event, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm just going to be straight with y'all. 5 years ago, I couldn't have been in a networking event like that. 3 years ago, I really couldn't have been in a networking event. 2 years ago, maybe. 1 year ago, I would have been able to handle myself okay-ish. But now, yeah, I was able to go in there and I was able to do my thing. And here's the thing, this is just my opinion, y'all. There are some people who they can somewhat fit in to certain networking events. They can go in there and look the part, by the way they dress, sort of saying the right things, all of that. Got a lot of flash and this, that, and the other. But what's missing is the proper conversation for those networking events. And one of the things that I've learned a long time ago is that for a lot of networking events, it's about how you add value to the person that you're just now meeting. A lot of people talk about what they need. So my business needs this. Can you give it to me? My business needs this. Can you give it to me? But very rarely are they talking about how they add value to the person who they're just meeting. I had 3 conversations yesterday, and all 3 of them within a minute, I was able to tell each person how I can add value to what they're doing. So, yeah, 3 conversations, 3 main conversations. Didn't know who these people were. But over the years, I've learned how to pick out the key people and allow certain people to introduce me to key people. And I'm going to get to that in a second. So I had some great conversations. Within a minute, I was able to and leave it there to where they was like, okay, we need to get with you. Not a problem. When you need me, just give me a call and I'll carve out some time for you. Not a problem at all. And the other gentleman, he didn't even know online notarizations was even a thing. And when I explained to him the benefit of having me do them for them, he was like, yeah, we need you. And he said, you got a card? Bam, here you go. Like the old in living color. You got a card? Bam. Drop that card on him. Within 30 seconds, he was like, all right, I already sent your card to my team. Hey, boom. Now, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I didn't have nothing to offer anybody except the fact that I'm a notary. All I got is that I'm here as a notary, but I had no real experience. I had nothing whatsoever. And see, this is why I talk to y'all about getting out there and doing these closings and just doing the work, because when you're in a networking event, those people don't care how much you got paid. All they know is, do you have experience? And when you have practical experience, you got something practical to talk about. Practical experience gives you something practical to talk about. No practical experience, meaning you sitting home waiting for your $150, $200 order. You have no practical experience when you get in front of these people, because they don't care about what you got paid. They don't want to hear about, well, I've been doing, $200 a pop. All that tells them is that, okay, you might be out of my price range. You're not somebody that I think I can work with, because I have clientele that probably can't afford that. And you work with me, so you see, that ends up being a conversation about how you're going to lower your price. I don't talk about price. I go in there and say, this is how I add value to what you're doing. What are you doing? Okay, here's how I can add value. Oh, not a problem. With Ron Notary, I can do stuff late at night, early in the morning. You just tell me how you want to rock and roll. That's all I do. Oh, you're not too familiar with Ron? Not a problem. I can come to your office when you're ready to do a demo. See, I don't push my way in there like, let's do it tomorrow. I said, when you're ready, meaning talk to your team, let them know you met this cool guy. I'm not saying that verb, actually, but that's the intent. And then they're like, okay, cool. And if they call me, I'm ready to rock and roll. I've already practiced, done my demos here at the house. So I already know how I'm going to do it. I got sample docs to show them. This is how a Ron closing will work, or Ron anything will work. And they're like, oh, and when the time comes, and I haven't done one yet, but I'm prepared. I'm already prepared. I've been prepared to do this for 6-7 months, just looking for the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So that's the key thing there. And many of us are in rooms that we really aren't ready to be in. Honestly, as much as I love to talk and this, that, and the other, from a practical experience standpoint, I was not ready to be in those rooms. But today, 5 years. And see, are you willing to be that slow simmering pot that's just letting the juices just marinate the meat and the potatoes and the okra and all of that? And then when it's time, it's like, oh man, your full course flavorful meal for somebody that needs you. But no, a lot of you, as soon as you get in a business, as soon as you even think you have a business, you're trying to jump in front of everybody and you really don't have any conversation. You have nothing pertinent or practical to tell them that you're somebody that they can have confidence in. That was good, y'all. Now, how did I get here? Remember, I just did a video talking about from Vushi, how he was saying you need a sponsor, a coach, and a mentor. I had a sponsor. Now, this sponsor pulled me into a room that I didn't even know exists. And I think there's another level to a sponsor, not just somebody who will speak for you on your behalf for rooms that you never will get into, but also give you access to rooms that you may not even know existed. And I didn't know anything about the room, had no clue. Had I not taken time out to talk to him about my own personal stuff, for my life insurance, and then share with him proudly that I'm a notary, he would have never said, hey, would you like to come? And I was like, okay, cool. Because here's the thing. When somebody sees something in you and they're willing to invite you into their world, you got to sort of take advantage of that. And my calendar was clear for me to do it. And I had no justifiable reason to say no. I was like, yes. And actually, I was saying yes before I even looked at my calendar, because I'm like, I'm going to make this bad boy happen one way or the other. And I was like, how long does it last? And once he told me, I was like, okay, if I happen to have a signing at 1:00, I'll just do that and then shoot over there. And then if I just be there just for a little bit, I just wanted to show my face. So he invited me into a place that I had no idea existed, with the group that he's working with to help them grow their business. And he told me flat out, he said, well, maybe this will, he said, this will help you grow your business. And because one of the things, and this is what opened the door for me to be invited. He asked me, he said, so how are you marketing yourself? And I said, well, I said, people who I service, he said, who's your clientele, sir? I said, well, attorneys, real estate agents, loan officers, estate planning, trust, the whole. And he said, okay. He said, so how's it coming along with your marketing to them? I said, it's not. I said, because a lot of them won't take the time out to hear two words coming out of your mouth. You get in there, you're inundated with the front desk person, and they won't let you go by. And he was just sitting in line and said, like, yeah, you're right. He said, yeah, that is a problem. He said, I deal with the same thing. He said, well, I have this networking event. And I was like, okay. So now this gentleman saw something in me that said, bring Griff on in here, give him a shot. So in my opinion, he was putting his own reputation to say, I believe in Griff. Let's get him in here. And then I got in there and I allowed him to take me around and introduce me to people who he felt that I could impact in a positive manner. And then I did my thing and he saw me, and I could tell he was like, okay, you can handle yourself. That's right. Griff I can handle myself in a networking event. But at the time when I first was trying to go to those, I had nothing practical. I had nothing. So this is why I tell new notaries, yeah, you can go to them, but what you need to be doing is taking orders. So you can say you got some work that you're doing. Now, I'm still trying to find me a job, assignment out here. I'm still trying to find that 150. I'm still trying to find this. I don't care about what you're trying to find. They're like, what have you been doing? And when I was able to tell one of them, I said, yeah, I've done some work for your company. And they're like, oh, you have? I was like, yeah, I did this, that, and the other. Oh, wow, I didn't know it. I said, yeah, I've done some work for y'all, and I did some work for this company. And they're like, oh, so I had a resume that I could spew out to them in just a few seconds. And I'm telling you, the moment you decide, and you might think I'm trying to brag about, and I'm not. The moment you decide to just listen to a little bit of what I'm saying, and then implement a little bit more of what I'm saying, more than just a little bit, you will see that before you know it, you will have several signings under your belt. Matter of fact, you have a couple of hundred under your belt, a couple of assignments of some sort under your belt. And the people who you now have an opportunity to talk practically to, because you have some practical experience of being a notary, you will be able to impress them just a little bit to where they say, we might be able to, okay, we can give you a shot. We can give you a shot. Okay. Because see, without that practical experience, I'm gonna be honest with you. People can feel it, they can sense it that, okay, yeah, you're in the business, but you're not ready yet. You're not ready for what I need. I like you, you're nice, you're personable, but I can see that you're not ready. You're not ready. I have to let you cook a little bit longer. Let you go over there and simmer just a little bit more. Not the simmer bad, but the slow cook simmer. Let's put you back in the crock. Okay? Let's put you in the oven at 125. Because right now you come in hot and heavy at 350. We need to cool that down and let you just cook slow. Okay? Now, will you go and do that? And that's what I did, which leads me into my next one, which is the appointment that I had before here. That one, oh my goodness. When back in 2020, I actually direct marketed myself to that person. Loan company. He's a loan broker for a bigger company. And I was all excited when I went there. I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna use me. And the guy just really looked at me like, and I was like, man. And he didn't see the confidence that he needed to see in me. He didn't see the experience. That's what I really believe. I could personally look at it as, man, he dissed me. He did me wrong. But no, I think I wasn't ready for him. I hadn't cooked long enough. I hadn't stewed long enough. I hadn't simmered long enough. Stewed is the bad word. I hadn't simmered long enough. Well, today, I go into that same office at least 3 years later. And for years, I drive by there. Like, I want to get in that office. I got to find some way. And I'm praying, I'm like, Father, you got to open the door. You got to open the door. I got to find a way to get in there. I don't know how, but I got to find a way to get in there. And I get a call from somebody who found me on a site, a notary database site, and said, can you do this reverse mortgage? I said, yes, I can. They said, wonderful, wonderful. And it was for that person. He was the loan officer. And when I walked in, he said, hey, I remember you. He said, I know you. Well, you can't forget a cute face like me, this good old handsome guy. I was like, yeah, I came here a couple of years ago. I had dropped off a few business cards to you. And he said, I remember. And I'm going to tell you, we had a great time. We had a nice conversation. I was able to show him confidently that I know what I'm doing. And next thing I know, he's like, we got to do lunch together. Because today I was able to show him that I'm a top quality notary. And I'm explaining to you how that happened. And this is the importance of you understanding your notary laws. Get in there. I already know who I'm supposed to meet with. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. And I see the name, and we're going to use the name Jane Smith, okay? So her name was Jane M. Smith, okay? Jane M. Smith. That's the name that I was told that the person in front of me is supposed to sign. That's what's in paperwork. Everything I got says Jane M. Smith. I get the ID and I go to take the picture of it. I'm like, It says Jane Williams Smith. Who's Jane Williams Smith? But it's signed Jane M. Smith. So on the driver's license, the name that is up there says Jane Williams Smith. But her signature says Jane M. Smith. I'm like, whoa, we got a problem here. Who is this person in front of me? Nobody had realized, the loan officer all the way to wherever. Nobody, the title, the processes, the schedule, nobody realized that that name on the driver's license is not the name they wanted her to sign on the document. Now, she had a social security card that said Jane M. Smith, but it wasn't on the driver's license that I needed to see the photo ID at all. And we was going back and forth, and it was like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute, no. And he was a notary. He's like, wait a minute, how did that slip past me? Because sometimes in the loan process, trying to get things solidified, people just assume we see what we want to see. And at the end of it all, we got it straight, because I said we need 2 credible witnesses. They was able to get 2 credible witnesses. They came, got that done, and got the signing done. It took some time, but we got it done. She wrote very slow. It took over an hour, but she did she did very, very well. And at the end, he said, "You did good, man." He said, "You really know what you're doing." Now, he's been a notary longer than me. And a lot of people have been notaries for a long time, but they don't know notary law, and they never really looked into it. And I had my primer, and I was like, bam. He was like, "I believe you." He was like, "Nope, you said it. I believe you. We're going to make it work." He said, "Whatever you say we need to do, that's what we're going to do." And that's what you want. So today was fabulous. I get invited into a space that I didn't even know existed. I get to meet some people that I've actually worked for their companies and done some work for, and done some work for other people that they know. And then I go, and then prior to that, I'm at an office where I tried to directly market myself. Basically got shut down because I wasn't ready. I really wasn't ready. Mentally, nothing. I just wasn't ready. I thought I was, because of the stuff you hear on YouTube and people telling you how you should go into these places. Oh, you need to act this way, and you need to act that way, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you work this, and I'm telling you, these folk don't care about that, because they can say, "We're worth way more than you, Miss Notary." Okay. And today, out of the blue, and I wasn't even prepared. Well, not so much I wasn't prepared. I was prepared. I wasn't expecting. And next thing I know, I'm like, bam. And I am very proud of myself for all the hard work that I've put in, for all of the signings. I'm sitting here telling the gentleman, the loan officer with the reverse mortgage, I said, "Yeah, I've been doing about 70 of these a month." He's like, "Hey, that's impressive to him." He didn't ask, "Well, how much were you getting per each?" They don't care. They don't care. All they want to know is, are you working? Are you actively doing? Yes, I am. And I can legitimately share with them, I am doing this. And they don't care whether I got the work from a signing company or a direct client, title company, or a law firm, or whoever. All they want to know is, are you doing work? Because they recognize that work can come from anywhere. The question is, are you doing it and doing it right? And today I was able to prove to that man that I'm the one you really want to work with. I am excited and can't wait to have lunch with him, because he's older than me. He's been in business longer than me. And I know that I'm going to have an opportunity to learn from him. I already know that. And I can tell. That's why I was sitting there like, yo, this guy got it going on. And he's a professor. He does mortgages. He has something. And he acknowledged that he learned something from me in the way I did the notary business. or did my job as a notary, and he's been a notary since '98. So we iron sharpens iron. I learned some things from him. He learned some stuff from me. And at the end of the day, we was able to get the job done for that person. And that's what it was all about. So I am truly pumped and excited. And I'm sharing this with y'all so that you can understand and know that if you commit and dedicate yourself to being a great notary, just a good notary, a solid notary, a notary who has practical experience so you can have a practical conversation. Oh man. And then, well, that's a whole nother story. I have to say that for later. The rest of, but I'm gonna tell you, I enjoyed myself today. And I hope you have hope and confidence. And if you do what your gut says, because what your gut is telling you to do doesn't match what these other cats out here are saying to do, or is how you need to operate and maneuver. I'm telling you, it's nothing wrong with notaries getting together and having a little meetups, but I'm telling you, where you need to be at is where there's only 2 or 3 notaries. And then y'all need to be able to team up and present yourselves as people who work with each other. And I'm going to bring some other notaries in there into the space. And I've already introduced them to us to a degree. I said, yeah, I have a team of notaries that I work with. So they know that if I can't do it, I have a team that work with, which means what? If they have confidence in me, you see? And now I'm being a sponsor for notaries who don't know this, brand new notaries who aren't ready for the space, but I can go in there with them and help them, where all they got to do is just show up. And because I have proven myself, I can speak on their behalf until they get to the point to where they're confident and comfortable to speak on their behalf themselves. That's what this is all about. And that's what my goal is. Okay. So, and you don't need to pay me $499 to do it. You don't need to hop on a special Facebook group at 20 some, 30 some bucks a month in order for me to do that. This is just who I am and what I'm going to do. And I've just been waiting for the right opportunity to do it. Now, of course, some people are here, how people like to bite off of especially my stuff. Ooh, I'm going to do that too. Yeah. If they charging you for it, then they ain't for real. And all they doing is just trying to make money off of you. I'm telling you, okay? Because see, when I get stuff going like that, I just give the business to the notary. I don't try to take a cut. And see, you can tell a lot about a person. If that person is able to use their influence to get business and then just let you take a cut from it. I need to get paid my worth. Let the new notary have it and grow from that. Let them get some dollars in their pocket. Stop trying to take a little bit off the top of everybody. Okay, that's all. I'm going down a rabbit hole. But nonetheless, I had a great time today. I truly enjoyed myself. I am so happy that things worked out the way they did. And you have to trust your gut. And for years, I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go out there and market myself. It's not time. I need to just work. I just need to work and build up my experience level. I need to build up stories that I can share. I need to build up, just the people who I've engaged with. I just need to build that up first, rather than busting into the room and be like, pick me, I'm the new notary. And I'm glad that I planted those seeds of hard work out here, because it is now paying off. And then, let me throw this in there. And I wasn't meaning to be on this long, but I even came across a realtor today, a friend of mine, and she's looking for a notary that can be available to her. And matter of fact, she says she's been trying to get me work. because I've done some other notary stuff for her. She's been trying to get me work, but the title companies are like, oh, no, 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 we want to use our own notary. So me and her was talking about how, and she understood because she's been in the business for a long time. She was like, I know what to do now. She's like, now that I know that I have you available and you are going to, you'll be able to support me. She said, I know how to get business to you now, because I wasn't sure, but she said, after our conversation, I know what to do. 5 years ago, I wasn't ready for that. And this is what I want you to take away. If nothing else, at the current point in time in your notary business life, are you really ready to go into those rooms and give those people the support that they need for their business? Are you really ready? Or do you need to go do some work first? Do you need to go get some practical experience first? Don't be so quick to go running into somebody's room. In other words, like they tell the little kids, stop trying to be grown and sitting in here listening to grown folks' conversation. Those are grown folk conversation, grown adult business, talking about grown business adult conversations that I wasn't ready to even hear. I wasn't ready to be a part of. I'm not the guy who, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. You want to, because I know there are people out there that can tell when you're faking it. And I want to be solid, and that's what my life is about. Let me be solid and learn how to do this thing the right way. And I'm gonna tell you, I am truly, truly happy of my progression in this business. And now, in a time where notaries are backing out, notaries are disappearing, I'm able to start getting even more direct clients. I still do my signing companies. And signing companies need me. I'm there. But now I'm starting to get more opportunities with people who are willing or in a position or feel confident in using me directly. They weren't confident in me 3, 4, and 5 years ago when I first started this business. But they are now. And that's what this is all about, people. So I tell you, I'll ease it back up a little bit. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, this is what it's all about, y'all. So, y'all, good evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please share this video. Please hit the like button and give me your comments, any questions that you have. And I will answer them, okay? I will answer them. So y'all be blessed. Have a good time. I'm getting ready to go to bed and give me a good night's sleep. I'm going to sleep real good tonight. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.